History remembers Thailand as the only nation in Southeast Asia never colonized. But survival came at a cost. A cost written not only in diplomacy and tradition, but in betrayal, secret deals, and coups that shaped the destiny of an entire nation. For nearly a century, the Thai military has stood not just as protectors of the kingdom, but as shadow rulers, pulling strings from behind the throne. This is the untold story of Thailand's hidden coups. It began in 1932, a quiet dawn in Siam where the absolute monarchy had ruled for centuries. But whispers of revolution moved through the barracks, and the People's Party struck. Without bloodshed, the king's absolute power was stripped away. A constitution was declared. The military had discovered its first taste of power. What appeared to be democracy was already controlled from the shadows. Generals replaced kings as the real guardians of authority. But loyalty to the throne never disappeared. Instead, it became the excuse for intervention, time and time again. The Second World War turned Thailand into a pawn of empire. Allied forces on one side, Japan on the other. The Thai military played both. General Palek Pibunsongkram rose to power in a coup, styling himself as a modern dictator. He allied with Japan, declared war on the Allies, then, when Japan fell, turned back to America for protection. The coup was no longer an exception. It was becoming a tradition. A cycle of betrayal masked as patriotism. Behind every coup, the throne was invoked, the sacred monarchy, protected by generals who themselves hungered for power. As the Cold War spread across Asia, Thailand became America's closest ally. Secret CIA bases, hidden airstrips, and covert operations turned the kingdom into a silent front line against communism. But coups continued. In 1957, Field Marshal Sarit Thannarat seized power, promising order. He restored the monarchy's prestige, forged deals with America, and cemented the military's right to rule. Every coup claimed the same justification: protect the throne, defend the nation, save Thailand from chaos. Yet every coup also deepened corruption, silenced dissent, and tightened the military's grip. In the streets of Bangkok, students and workers protested. In 1973, the people rose. For 3 brief years, Thailand tasted democracy. But it would not last. In 1976, tanks rolled again. The military returned with the blessing of the palace. Blood spilled on the streets, and the coup became inevitable once more. By the 1980s, Thailand appeared stable. Tourists filled its beaches. Bangkok was booming. But behind the facade, the tradition of betrayal continued. Prime ministers fell not by ballots, but by generals. Cabinets dissolved under pressure from tanks, and each time the military justified its power as a duty to protect the monarchy. The throne became the shield behind which generals hid, and the people, they were pawns in a never-ending game. In 1991, yet another coup swept aside the elected government. Democracy seemed cursed to fail in Thailand, not because the people were unwilling, but because the generals never let go. The 21st century brought hope breathe, and tragedy. In 2001, Thaksin Shinawatra rose to power. He was a billionaire populist, loved by the countryside, feared by the elite. For the first time, the balance of power seemed to shift away from the generals.
But in 2006, tanks surrounded Bangkok once more. Thaksin was overthrown while abroad. The military, once again, claimed to act in the name of the throne.
The pattern repeated. 2014, another coup, another government dissolved, another promise of order and reform.
Each coup justified as protection of the monarchy. Each coup erasing the voice of the people.
What lies behind these endless coups? The answer is not written in official history, but in whispered deals between generals, palace courtiers, and foreign powers.
The Thai monarchy remains a sacred symbol, but the military has used that symbol as its shield, its justification, its weapon.
From the 1932 revolution to the coups of the 21st century, the generals have stood as both guardians and usurpers, pretending loyalty while seizing power for themselves. The coups are not accidents, they are tradition, a cycle of betrayal replayed across generations. Today, Thailand stands at a crossroads. Its people yearn for true democracy. Its streets echo with protests, silenced again and again by force. After a new Democratic Party rose to power, the military moved to reclaim public support. They deliberately sparked border tensions with Cambodia. Propaganda campaigns followed, stirring nationalism and portraying the army as the nation's indispensable guardian. But behind the throne, the same shadows remain. Generals who claim loyalty, generals who claim to protect, generals who rule. And so the story continues. Thailand's hidden coups, the secrets behind the throne.